Hi guys, and yes, I'm back with a review. So yes, here in the UK, Doctor Who came back for tonight for what a big centenary special. Yes, it was Jodie Whittaker's big finale, her final episode, her big swan song before handing over the keys to the TARDIS to a new actor. Yeah, so here I was just with my Doctor Who hoodie, and yeah, the episode finished about half an hour ago. I've had time to have a good think. It was a long episode, it was an hour and a half. Wow. Big finale to send off Jodie Whittaker. Lots of feelings right now. Lots of things to talk about. So really, it's the end of an era, isn't it? You know, Jodie Whittaker, the Whittaker Chibnall era has been since 2018, so it's been 4 years. You know, of the his version Doctor Who's been very divisive. Lots of Doctor Who fans haven't been big fans of it. And yeah, I would agree. Definitely been the weakest era of New Who. Definitely nowhere near as good as like with Matt Smith, Capaldi, Tennant, and Eccleston. But it's had its moments. But yeah, I think we were all hoping that Jodie Whittaker could get a good send off. And I've got to say, for the most part, this was a really good episode. I thought it was good. I was watching the whole way going, I think it's a funny feeling, isn't it, with regeneration episodes, because you're watching the episode going, knowing that this is the last time you'll see the actor in the role, unless they come back in a few years' time in like a special episode. But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna talk about the plot. The positives. Positives. I thought it was great seeing like classic companions back with Tegan and Ace, the companions from Classic Who with the fifth and seventh Doctor. That was fantastic. Seeing them back. I liked. Yes, that's just the tip of the iceberg with this episode. A lot of things were going on in this episode. So we had the Master coming back. We had the Cybermen coming back. We had Daleks in this episode. That big plot. And there was a few. It was quite big and long and messy. And there's a few things I didn't get, like the Master with Rasputin, well, disguising himself as Rasputin, but his whole plot in this episode was basically to trick the Doctor and to get him to regenerate, her to regenerate into him, which I thought was interestingly done. So like the whole regeneration chamber, like basically forced regeneration, which I thought was cool, bringing that back. You know, because we haven't seen much of that since, well, the second Doctor. That's what happened to the second Doctor, wasn't it? He was forced to regenerate. That was the Master's plan, basically, wasn't it? With the Cybermen and the Daleks and the two separate planets and his own version of the TARDIS with the planet core and all that. Basically, that was his plan, was to get the Doctor get the Doctor into a certain position, trap her, and then make her regenerate into him. And he becomes the Doctor, and yeah, that's what happens in the episode. He becomes the Doctor for a short time. He's wearing like different versions of the outfit. And yes, I'm like, what? And yes, with Yaz, and of course, like I said, Dan leaves at the beginning of this episode, which was sad to see. You know, I would have liked to see a bit more of Dan, but he leaves at the very beginning of this episode. But yeah, I love John Bishop as Dan. He was great. But yeah, it just had a big action spectacle. Like I'm trying to gloss over certain bits, because if I talked about the entire episode, I'd be here for like an hour. What else can I talk about before I get to the regeneration? Yeah, I liked the Doctor. I loved when the Jodie Whittaker was on like some sort of like the Doctor's regeneration memory or mind, and yet we meet past versions of the Doctor, like shape shifting. That was really cool. So we see David Bradley for the first Doctor. We saw Paul McGann, eighth Doctor. That was great. Colin Baker, sixth Doctor, and Peter Davison, the sixth Doctor. That was great seeing those back, even for a brief time. They were like, you have to take back control. We can't let the Master be the new version of us. That was great. Little nitpick. I would have liked to have seen Tom Baker in there. Maybe Eccleston, Capaldi, and Smith and Tennant could have made an appearance, but never mind. But that was really cool to see. And then I liked how when the Doctor was like a hologram, she appeared as Peter Davison to Tegan. That was really cool, because obviously that was her Doctor. And then the seventh Doctor, Sylvester McCoy, appeared as the seventh Doctor to Ace. That was so well done. Really enjoyed the way they did that. And yet the ending when the roof Doctor shows up as like a hologram, and they force the Master back into the chamber, and then she degenerates back into Jodie Whittaker. I thought, okay, that's well done. Okay, cool. So yeah, the episode was, for 90 minutes, it was a bit over the top, but I did enjoy it. And then the ending, I was not a fan of the ending. It felt a bit rushed, basically, where they say that, well, the master's like, you haven't beat me, doctor, you haven't beat me, and the doctor goes, yeah, you have beaten you, and you're about to die. And then he goes, if I can't be the doctor, neither can you. And he basically, this big energy thing, which was zapping the planet, she gets it to bash the doctor when she falls back, and I was like, that's how Jodie Whittaker's going to regenerate. I think that's a bit anticlimactic. That's what forces her to regenerate. She just gets zapped with a laser. I was like, that's a bit of a rubbish way to go, isn't it? I mean, Eccles. To be fair, Capaldi got electrocuted by a Cyberman. Matt Smith just had old age. David Tennant had the radiation poisoning, and Christopher Eccleston was obviously the time vortex energy. So yeah, but Jodie Whittaker zapped with a laser. That it just felt a bit but yeah, okay, fair enough. She gets zapped with a laser. That's how she. And yeah, then she's in the TARDIS with Yaz, and she starts to regenerate, and she's like, "No, I wanted more time. I wanted more time." I was like, oh. That's quite sad to see. Just like other doctors, like she doesn't want to regenerate. She doesn't want to go, just like Capaldi and Matt Smith and David Tennant didn't want to, but she has no choice. She has like a little goodbye with Yaz, and that was sweet. Although I did think Yaz should have stuck with the Doctor personally. That was a bit mean. She just, I mean, she's been with the Doctor through thick and thin. One of the longest companions of New Who, if not the longest. She's 3 full seasons, and then just because she's regenerating, she goes, "I'm gonna go now," and the Doctor was like, "I need to be on my own." And that's it. Bit of a rubbish way for Yaz. I mean, I'm not a massive Yaz fan. I think she's been a very underwhelmingly written companion the last 3 seasons. But for her to just go, "Nah, you're regenerating. I'm off," felt a bit anticlimactic. And I get the Doctor sent her away, but still. And yeah, then she goes and regenerates on a cliff top. It was really well done. And then there's like this companion support group with Dan. Bradley Walsh of Grey made an appearance. That was great. And all the companions, we see Joe. That was great, like a little companion support group of all the Doctor's previous companions. That was fantastic. I love that little touch. And they're all talking about their adventures with the Doctor. And then Jodie Whittaker on like this big cliff top. It was a beautiful regeneration. Boom! She begins to regenerate. And I can't remember what her last line was, but I did like her last line before she regenerated. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like, "Tag, you're it, Doctor," something like that. That was good. And big regeneration top of the cliff. And then we see it. I think we all knew it was coming. We see the outfit change, and boom, David Tennant. Yeah, he's like, what? Then it ends. Boom. It was like, oh my god. Yeah, we all knew it was to be David Tennant. It wasn't like a massive surprise because we'd seen the leaked set pics of David Tennant in Cardiff filming the next special, or I assume the 60th anniversary, if it's going to be that. So we knew it was him, and it's not going to be Nkusi Gatwa yet. So yeah, David Tennant is back. So I assume something's gone wrong with the regeneration because his outfit changed. Did you see that? He didn't. Most regenerations, the outfit stays the same, doesn't it? But he went back to an old outfit. So since when does a regeneration form back into an old outfit? That okay? Can you explain that to me? So maybe I think something's definitely gone wrong with the regeneration. Maybe the Doctor's gone back to a past version of the Doctor. No, like I said, David Tennant, the 10th Doctor, she's gone back to him, but only as like a stopgap temporarily, and then he'll fully regenerate. Probably, I assume, I don't know how, into Nkusi Gatwa, because I've seen the next or coming soon trailer. We've seen Nkusi Gatwa in the trailer. He's like, "What the hell's going on?" So, but is that him as the Doctor, or was he just a human being? And David Tennant's back, and it's going to be great to see David Tennant back. But it sucks. It might only be for like 1 or 2 episodes, and then we get Nkusi Gatwa as the next proper Doctor, the 14th Doctor. But yeah, guys, and even though I know this era of Doctor Who with Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall as lead writers has been very 3 very underwhelming seasons, but I've got to say, this was a good finale. I enjoyed it. A bit messy at times, and the way Jodie Whittaker was forced to regenerate with the Master blasting her with a laser just felt a bit okay. But yeah, good performance from Jodie Whittaker. And it sucks because she was a good Doctor. She just didn't get the writing she deserved. Very similar, I think, to Peter Capaldi. But Jodie Whittaker, thank you for your time as the Doctor, as the 13th Doctor. And it's great to see David Tennant back. We'll see what happens in next year's special with Nkusi Gatwa too. Obviously, we know he's the 14th Doctor, but we'll see you guys. So yeah, thank you all for watching, guys. What were your thoughts? I'll see you all very soon.